Free agency is here, man, and I'm excited about it. We're about to get the show on and popping. I'm gonna go ahead and drop my intro, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. Y'all know what it is. What is good, everybody? Welcome to the Talking Sports with Manny YouTube channel. Welcome to the Talking Sports with Manny podcast. We're talking free agency day one, tons and tons of news. Sharing my screen. We're going to go ahead and just dive right on in. It's been tons of moves. There's going to be more moves being made. And the beauty of free agency is that whether you go in the first day, second day, third day, or 15th day, it doesn't really matter. It's all about where you get these values. Some teams are usually aggressive, and some teams are not as aggressive, and then they still end up getting what they want to grab. So what I've noticed today so far is that the wide receiver market has been slow. I've not seen a wide receiver go just yet. So it can be several different indications. It can be one of those things where, okay, there's not a market for wide receivers right now, but there could be later. And also what I've been able to do is I've been able to create a free agency thread on Twitter. So we can kind of go through that here. Juwan Taylor signed a deal with Kansas City Chiefs, which possibly means that Orlando Brown is gone. So that's a true possibility, real possibility on Juwan Taylor being gone. So we'll see what happens. I mean, with Orlando Brown being gone. So we'll see what happens there. So here's the Bills. You got the Bills. They signed a guard, Connor McGovern, to a 3-year deal. What else happened today? The Titans, they continue to lose out on offensive linemen. So they lost their guard, Nate Davis. He's gone. But they also just signed Andre Dillard, former first-round pick for the Eagles. So like I said, it's been a fun little ride. Honestly, it's been pretty cool watching this free agency market develop. I'm going to make my screen a little smaller. All right. So we saw that trade. This was like early on March 9th when the Jets agreed to Chuck Clark. And safeties have been very important. So getting a Chuck Clark at this price is amazing, to be honest. While I'm talking, I'm going to check the updates to make sure that no other deals have gone through. Broncos have reached an agreement with former Jags tight end Chris Manhertz. Manhertz gets a 2-year deal for $6 million. So a little small signing there. Another deal just went through the table right now. That's the Raiders are signing safety Marcus Epps, $12 million deal over a course of 2 years. So that's that. You know, what other deals? Eagles are losing another defender, Marcus Epps, to Vegas Raiders. Yeah, the Eagles are losing a lot of people. It's just what happens when you win a Super Bowl. You got to pay a lot of guys. You have to pay your quarterback soon, so you don't have a lot of money to really do the kind of things that you want to do anyway. So, you know, man, I don't know what to say, man. The Eagles continue to lose people, and being a Commanders fan, I'm excited about it. So I hope they continue to lose other people. All right, let's keep moving on along. My squad, the Commanders, were able to sign right tackle Andrew Wiley to a 3-year deal, $24 million. I'm happy with that deal. Case Keenum now becomes the backup quarterback for the Texans, which tells me the Texans are going to be drafting a quarterback. And if you play fantasy dynasty football, you want to go ahead and pick up a Case Keenum because he could be the starter starting out the year, maybe the first 4 or 5 games, and then they usher in that rookie quarterback. So Case Keenum is a great get right now in dynasty leagues. Go ahead and snatch him while you can. Moving on along, the Steelers were able to release William Jackson III. He was a guy that the Commanders brought in, and he didn't pan out. So you got to move on. You got to move on and, you know, try to get better. And they were able to get better. All right, let's keep on moving on. Titans releasing center Ben Jones. Who is on the Titans offensive line right now? Ben Jones being gone, Nate Davis, Taylor Lewan. Titans literally don't have an offensive line right now, but they're going to continue to build. Shy Tuttle signed a deal with, or reached an agreement with the Panthers, a 3-year deal, $19.5 million deal, which includes $13 million guaranteed. One of the biggest news of the day is the Bears signing linebacker Tremaine Edmunds. Awesome signing for the Bears, and it's a 4-year, $72 million deal, which includes $50 million guaranteed. Now, there are some people saying, oh my gosh, why would you make this deal? Why? Why wouldn't you make this deal? They traded away their other star linebacker, right? Got a pick for it. And then now you pay this guy, what, $2 million a year or $3 million a year less? It's just a win-win. It's a win-win. I think both teams benefit. And then you get the extra capital with that draft pick that you got back in Roquan Smith. So it's a win-win. It's like trading Roquan Smith for Edmunds and a second-round pick. I will do that all day long. Moving along, you have Hassan Ridgeway, who's expected to sign a 1-year deal, $4 million deal with the Texans. So the Texans continue to build that defense. You have another big move today, defensive tackle Javon Hargrave. He just reached a 4-year, $84 million deal, and he gets $40 million guaranteed. So it's great. He goes to the 49ers, and that offensive line is stacked to the core. So you can't beat that there. Moving on along, you have Adam Thielen, who has been cut, but we don't know where these wide receivers start to go. Like I said earlier on in the show, I believe that Odell Beckham Jr. will be the first domino to fall. Once Odell Beckham Jr. falls, then you have the rest of these different guys going to different places. You have the return man for the Green Bay Packers. That's smooth right there. And then you have Jawan Taylor reaching an agreement with the Kansas City Chiefs. So not only that, they most likely going to lose Orlando Brown, but then you get a Jawan Taylor. It's a great consolation prize. You know what I'm saying? Slightly cheaper. Now, there's talks that this guy is a right tackle, which means that you still need a left tackle. The Chiefs have lost both of their tackles, both their right and their left tackle. So it's going to be interesting to see how they feel that need. Most likely it happens during the draft. Jared Stidham signing a 2-year deal with the Broncos. So he's going to be backing up Russell Wilson. He's a guy, he chose to play with Sean Payton over where he was with Vegas. So it's going to be interesting to see how that kind of works out. But I was so for sure he would have stayed in Vegas. But now Vegas brought in another quarterback, which I'm going to get into in just a minute. Robert Woods got that jump on free agency and signed that 2-year, $15.25 million deal. He's very smart. I believe that the wide receiver market this year is going to be so low. So why not get in on the front end? So now you have these wide receivers looking for a better deal than this. You're seeing guys looking for a $30 million deal, 2-year deal, especially the top key guys. This is Jacoby Myers, Alan Lazard. So it's going to be interesting to see how that market opens up. Jalen Ramsey, big trade yesterday, being traded from the Rams to the Dolphins. Now the Dolphins can boast of a very solid defense. They have tons of star power on that defense. And the Dolphins also acquire Hunter Long and a 3rd-round pick. It's sad that that's all the Rams could get at that point, but it is what it is. Sterling Shepard is returning back to the Giants. You have Mike White locking up a position with the Miami Dolphins, and you know that Tua Tagovailoa can't stay healthy. So this is a guy that can come in and give them some snaps if need be. He was a proven veteran last year. He didn't win games, but he shows that he definitely has a talent. And you put guys like guys like Tyreek Hill and Waddle around this guy. I believe that he's a very solid backup quarterback. Texans reached an agreement today with Chase Winovich, former Patriot and Browns player. You have Mike Glichney going to the Broncos, and he got paid. He got the bag. So it's good for him, good for the Broncos. It seems like the Broncos are very, very interested in building that offensive line for Russell Wilson. That way he has no more excuses but to do better. Brandon Graham got the jump 3 days ago, signing his deal, 1-year proven deal with the Eagles once again. Andrew Beck, he's a nice fullback / tight end. He goes to the Texans. He'll probably be like, one of those depth guys, depth pieces. Then you have another big move today by the Bears. They're signing linebacker TJ Edwards to a 3-year deal, roughly $20 million. It's right under $20 million, 3 years, $12 million guaranteed. Great contract for him, and even a better contract for the Chicago Bears. So that's good all the way around. The Lions are signing a big-time corner in Cam Sutton, 3 years, $33 million, with 22 of that being guaranteed, 22.5 to be exact. Von Bell, signing with the Carolina Panthers. Great signing. And you have the Cincinnati Bengals, who have lost 2 of their starting safeties this year. So it's crazy. We talked about the Nate Davis deal. Obi Okoronkwo is signing with the Browns, a 3-year deal worth $19 million. So people are out here getting paid. And here's a deal that the Commanders just made. A lot of my Commanders fans didn't like this, but I think it's solid. Signing Cody Barton to a 1-year deal. He had over 120 tackles last year, 2 sacks, 2 interceptions. Real solid signing. It could mean that Cole Holcomb is not returning with the Commanders, but I'm okay with that. You don't want to overpay a linebacker. Bring in a guy that's solid and then see what you have. Chris Lindstrom got paid 5-year, $105 million deal with the Falcons, one of the better guards in the NFL, and he gets his bread. Broncos releasing Chase Edmonds. It was time. He didn't pan out. He has not worked out. He was a big-time free agent last year, and this year he is on the couch eating popcorn. You have the Vikings signing, they're going to be signing Josh Oliver. But the interesting thing about this is $21 million for 3 years for a blocking tight end. It just tells you that there is value for guys who just pretty much block. So we'll see what happens with him. Bills did a good thing by signing Matt Milano. Because they signed Matt Milano to a 2-year extension, they could not keep Tremaine Edmonds. So you can't keep everybody, especially with a roster like the Bills. Then you have the Giants agreeing to a deal with defensive tackle Nunes Roches. He goes there. He's just a depth piece, especially if they're going to be losing some of their veteran defensive tackles come this year. Then you have Pratt signing a 3-year, $21 million deal with the Bengals. Steelers signing Patrick Peterson. Does Patrick Peterson still have any more gas in the tank? That's something that we got to figure out. I'm not quite sure. Then here's the big one for the Titans right here. Eagles signing offensive tackle Andre Dillon. That's big. Former first-round pick. He's possibly going to come in and fill in that Taylor Lewan spot for the Titans. So great signing for the Titans. I'm pretty sure that they're excited about that. My guy, Chef Dre Book, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate all the love and appreciate all the support. Who else we got? We got Alex right here. I can't pronounce his last name, so I'm not even going to try. Alex, linebacker, signing 3-year, $18.75 million deal to be back with the Lions. So good for him, good for them. Remember Ronald Darby? Washington fans love this guy. He was solid when he was healthy, but it just is what it is. Sam Darnold gets another job. He has an opportunity to be relevant once again this year, signing a 1-year prove-it deal with the 49ers to join the quarterback room of Brock Purdy, who's recovering from injury, and Trey Lance, who has literally no experience. So Sam Darnold gives them that veteran presence, and do not be surprised if Sam Darnold wins that job. But I think they're going to go all in on Trey Lance, see what you have in Trey Lance, and if it doesn't work, then you can kind of move on. The biggest news of Sunday was Daron Payne getting his bread, 4-year, $90 million, makes him the second highest paid defensive tackle next to Aaron Donald as of yesterday. Javon Hargrave got a deal slightly less, and that market is setting up for guys like Jeffrey Simmons of the Titans and some of these other defensive tackles that are due to get paid. It's going to be interesting, but I'm glad that Washington was in on the front end and not the back end. Patriots are re-signing cornerback Jonathan Jones. Solid corner there. What else is going on? Ben Powers is signing with the Denver Broncos. So that's 2 big-time offensive linemen in Glitchney and Ben Powers that the Broncos get to sign to go ahead and solidify that line for Russell Wilson. When you know you're bringing a Sean Payton, he believes in excellence. So he's trying to build that offensive line. It's good for Javonte Williams, right? It's good for some of these other wide receivers. But the interesting thing about the Broncos is they have put all of their wide receivers on the market except for Tim Patrick. So we'll see if they're able to move one of their wide receivers. I would possibly guess they move a KJ Hamler just because he's young and he really hasn't done anything for them. So we'll kind of see what happens there. Kind of messed up where I was. Okay, so Jamel Dean re-signed with the Bucks. Big time get for this guy, for these guys. He can play. Calais Campbell has been released by the Ravens. What happens? Does he get another job elsewhere? I don't know. Jonnu Smith was traded from the Patriots to the Falcons. Don't worry about your Kyle Pitts shares for you fantasy dynasty nerds. You're going to be fine. He's more of a blocking tight end anyways, so you're safe there. Jimmy G, big deal, going to the Vegas Raiders. Jimmy G, with that crew over there, I think he's going to be solid. The thing with Jimmy G is he's always been a good to solid, great quarterback, borderline great quarterback. But the thing is health. He can never stay healthy. If you look at his record, he wins. Say what you want to say about Jimmy G. Find me quarterbacks that have a better winning record than Jimmy G. Go find some. So he got a nice little deal, over $20-something million a year. So well-deserved for Jimmy G. Then you have the Commanders claiming Cameron Dantzler off of waivers. I love this move for my Commanders. I loved him coming into the draft. Loved him throughout that whole draft process. And I'm just kind of glad that we're able to get him. So it came full circle for me. The Jets agreed to terms with Quincy Williams, 3-year deal, $18 million, and it can max out to $21 million. So that's great all around. Now, we continue to move on. Falcons was able to sign David Oyemeta. They agreed to deals. So you're seeing a lot of defensive tackles get deals and sign deals, and he got paid. 3-year deal, $35 million, 24.5 fully guaranteed. So here's Jesse Bates, that other safety for the Bengals. He left. So there's that. He's headed to the Falcons. So the Falcons are trying to make some moves. They got some money. And having the rookie contract seems to be the biggest weapon for any team that continues to build. When you have that rookie contract, you're not paying a lot of people. So you can kind of do a lot of different things. Building a team around that quarterback and that contract. So it just bodes well for those who practice that. He got a nice little deal, a 4-year deal, $16 million per year. So I think he's the highest paid safety currently per year basis, if I'm not mistaken. Austin Ekeler was given permission to seek a trade. Now, I'm going to talk more about this on my Commanders pod tonight, but there's some rumors, Austin Ekeler to the Commanders. I'm not buying that, but, rumors are rumors. And I'm going to talk about what that could mean for any team who's interested in purchasing a Austin Ekeler via trade. We're going to look at comparables. We're going to look at what was given up for Christian McCaffrey. Austin Ekeler is on that same Christian McCaffrey type level. So if there was to be a trade, you can guarantee that he's going to get as much of a market as Christian McCaffrey, but maybe not as much of a compensation. So if Christian McCaffrey got what? Was it a second and a third? I'm just making this up. Then Austin Ekeler might just get a second. He's that good. Even at the age of 27 years old, he's as elite as it comes. Commanders agreed a 2-year deal with Danny Johnson. He's been a solid presence for the Commanders. Commanders also signed Nick Gates to a 3-year deal. He plays center. He plays guard. He got hurt in 21, and he's been out since then. But the Giants fans, they love this guy. They say he's edgy. He's nasty. And the deal wasn't bad. 3-year deal, $16.5 million with another $1.5 million with a max value of $18 million on the contract. He gets $8 million guaranteed. It's a beautiful contract. If it doesn't work out, he's gone after this season. So those are the kind of deals that I like to see. So, guys, that is my free agency thread. There's going to be definitely more news popping off. I continue to check Schefter. I continue to check Ian Rappaport. because there seems to be deals going through. Like we already talked about this deal right here. Marcus Epps going to the Raiders, so that's good. That's good news for me, especially being a Commanders fan. I don't want the Eagles to prosper in any way near possible. So, guys, this has been the episode. It was pretty a short one. I mean, I've been dropping content constantly all day on my Twitter page. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. And I'll catch you guys on day 2 of free agency some point tomorrow. But for those Commanders fans, those who support the Commanders, be back with me tonight. I'm going to do a deep dive on the Commanders' moves today and what's to come in the future, the rest of this free agency period leading into the draft. Love you guys. Catch you guys later. This is the Talking Sports with Manny podcast. I'm going to catch you guys on the next episode. I'm out. Peace.